me open these freaking notes, y'all.
We have to have notes because we're profesh. I have special eyes.
Look with your special eyes.
My brand.
My brand. Oh my God. Okay, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the After School Special Club podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Mary.
And this is your show.
To the Lord. This is the show.
For the Lord.
Yeah.
Of games. The Lord of Dance.
The Lord of Dance. We talk about all the Irish dancing.
We talk about Michael Flatley.
That's right. Oh, that's his name. Yeah. I was going to say that. Okay.
No, but really, we talk about games, gaming news, gaming entertainment, stuff like that. Stories from our stupid little lives. That's what we always start with.
Little, tiny baby stupid lives.
Yeah. Minuscule, one might say.
Yeah. Mini me.
Just some quick housekeeping before we begin. As per usual, you guys can watch us on YouTube. You can also listen to us on iTunes and Spotify and wherever podcasts are available. We also stream live to Twitch when we do our show. So just follow us everywhere.
Yeah, follow us home.
No, don't do that.
No, yeah, follow us home.
Dox us.
Make sure that you follow us into our shower.
Right. They have to dox us or else we're not famous.
That's right. That's how you know you've reached pinnacle.
Right.
Is when people start to really hate you and want to kill you.
Yeah.
And want to just annihilate you.
And they break in.
Yeah. Like that's when you know you've actually succeeded in life. So
well, we got a long way to go.
Yeah. The one person holding up the knife's like, hey, little do they know they're already there.
They're like, I'm in the kitchen. And I'm like, ah,
you're cooking. We're cooking dinner.
For you.
It's like chop chop.
Oh my God. Well, Mary, how was your week?
My week was actually very full. I'm a very busy person now.
That's true.
And I don't know if I like being a busy person yet.
Because you're famous.
That's right. Enough to die. Well, I feel like I'm dying because I signed up for this strength training class with this gym, and the gym is literally 5 minutes away from me. Like you can just walk across the street and go there.
Yeah.
So I have no excuses not to go.
You have to go.
Yeah. So that's why I picked it, because I was like, okay, I can't. I can shame myself into being like, it's across the street. You can make it. But it's really nice. There's a maximum amount of 6 people per class.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
Yeah. Because then you each get your own little spot, your own little zone with all your equipment needs for the day. And each trainer has a different workout that they make up and then they use, I think they work out before, they test it out, and then they give it to us.
Yeah, that's
basically.
Really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so far I've got 3 different trainers because I went 3 times. And each one of them is a little different, which I like because it's it's not boring and your body's trying new things.
Right.
And my body is definitely trying new things. It's hurting in places that I didn't know could hurt.
I have muscles that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah, my muscles are like, I'm here. Yeah, and I'm like, settle down, muscles.
Come on.
If you're not watching, I do have an ice pack under
fixed to your leg.
Fixed to my leg because it is my thighs are as red as a fire engine. Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, doing that, and then also I'll talk about the games that I've been playing later on at the end of the show. Yeah. But I have been playing some games. Oh, my dentist appointment.
Oh, you had a dentist appointment.
I had a dentist appointment. So now my teeth are hurting and my body hurts.
Yeah.
I'm basically putting myself through torture this week.
Yeah.
For the better.
For long-term health.
Yes, exactly. For real. But I had 3 fillings, and I'm not ashamed. I have to have a lot of fillings.
I have a couple fillings.
Yeah, so.
Both my parents work in dentistry, too, so it's like.
Do you get, when you're living there, do you get, free stuff?
Well, yeah. So my mom, because my mom is a hygienist, so she used to clean my teeth every once in a while when I would go to the office. Usually with someone else, but if I happened to be on her chart, she would clean my teeth.
Oh, that's so nice.
And so I would get free. She got a free electric toothbrush one. She got me some free special toothpaste that would normally be really expensive. She just took it. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this.
She's like, this is for my son.
Yeah. I highly doubt anyone except for her is listening to this. So yeah. I don't think it matters. But
no. Your mom's like, hey.
My mom's a thief.
She steals all the paste.
The paste. Where'd it go?
The paste.
My dad's a dental technician, so I didn't get anything for free from him.
Oh, got it.
Unless I need a crown in the future.
I mean, that's pretty good because crowns are
fucking expensive.
That's why they're called crowns. It's because they remind you of an actual crown.
Right.
That's why they're so expensive.
Yeah, and they're made of gold sometimes. Not anymore. That's passe, but
yeah.
They used to be made of gold.
That's true. And people, now when I think of dentistry, I had a miserable time yesterday just because it was so painful, but now I'm over it.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I'm glad I'm taking care of myself because you have to do it. You have to go to the dentist.
Especially your oral hygiene is actually linked to a lot of the rest of your bodily hygiene. So
yeah,
you have to take care of your mouth.
Exactly. I want to take care of my mouth so I can fit anything I want in my mouth. in any one. I mean, anything.
Any food.
Any food object.
Like wieners.
Like hot wieners. Like hot sausage.
Dripping.
Yeah, just like, ooh. And then I tell my dentist that I'm like, really, I want to fix my teeth so I can eat hot sausage whenever I want.
And he's like...
It's very specific.
You're like, I know.
I have a hot dog eating competition later on tonight.
In a couple weeks, I need to make sure I'm ready.
It has to go right.
Ooh, do you think people who are competitive food eaters have worse oral hygiene or better because they know they have to take care of their mouths?
Well, yeah, I feel like they would. Well, maybe not all, but I feel like the people that are really trained for it do because they take care of their bodies.
That's true.
Because a lot of the people that do those kind of things, you notice the ones that actually train for it are, thin, relatively thin, fit looking.
Right.
So, and then there's the ones who do it and they're obviously look like they do food eating contests. Not saying anything bad against people or body shaming, but I feel like those people that do that with their bodies would do that to their teeth.
Yeah.
For their teeth. For their teeth.
For your health.
For your teeth.
For your teeth.
Mm-hmm. I did a eating contest once.
I feel like you might have told me this, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it was hot wings.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I didn't get on the wall. It's fine.
It's fine.
I got on the plate. Got my fingers on the plate. Next time. It was
I don't know if I could do a food eating contest. Yeah. I throw up really easily if I eat too much, so
oh no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to the people.
Right. Because the thing is, once I don't have really a gag reflex, but if I fill up really fast, I throw up very easily.
That makes sense.
Versus if I drink or eat constantly over a long period of time, it's fine. But all at once, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
All right. Well, now I know I'm not going to invite you to any food eating contests.
No, please don't.
Yeah, I'll be like, Chris, it's a intimate food eating contest for two.
For two. I'm like, how awkward.
But yeah, that's been my week though, dentist and working on my health.
I haven't really done anything exciting with my week. I started a new job, so I guess that's kind of exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same job, just at a different place. But so that's been fun. I've been working weird hours, but it's been really nice. The weather's been really gorgeous the last few days, so I've been outside a lot.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
Which is uncharacteristic of me as of late. I used to be to be outside a lot, and then when the pandemic happened, I think I just got used to being recluse.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So it's been weird because also then there's a lot of people outside, which I'm also not used to because usually I go outside at night now.
Oh, okay.
Like a zombie or vampire.
Well, it's cooler. There's less people. It makes sense.
So it's when I'm outside during the day, I'm like, there's people everywhere. It's hot. Mm-hmm. But it feels good on my skin. I'm wearing shorts today, as you guys can see.
Yeah. I can see.
Gaga's out.
Lady Gaga.
Oh my God, Gaga, we love you.
Gaga on the leg. Whoop.
So I've been doing that. And then I've been writing a lot.
That's
doing
awesome.
Prose. So normally, I don't remember if I talked about this on the last episode we did, but I started doing more prose writing instead of poetry like I do for songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted a break. I wasn't feeling very motivated to do songwriting a lot recently. But I started writing a piece that I'm maybe 2 pages into that talks about my connection to Julian Baker's music.
That's really cool.
So yeah, it's probably half done. I have the introduction and the conclusion done. So I just have to do the bulk of it with the body.
I feel like the beginning and the end is especially the end is the hardest.
Yeah.
I would imagine the middle's good.
Yeah.
It's a good place to be.
It's interesting because I find and I don't know, everyone's process for creating is different. But for me with writing, it's easier to write and the beginning and the end. Mm-hmm. Because then because your beginning is you're leading into it. And then the end is just a summary or a conclusion. So it's where your destination is. Mm-hmm. And I can fill out the details in between the two.
See, I do the opposite. I do the middle. I can think of the middle. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I'm thinking of this story or short stories or anything like that. And then I'll be like, wow. And I'll be like, how do I start this though?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, how do I finish it? And then that's why I want to become a finisher of things. Finisher. Yeah. But that's awesome. The 2 pages.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's good. Not even that's not even with the body.
Yeah.
The body.
The body.
My body.
My body. Hits.
Because I figure I'm gonna probably do like 3 body paragraphs or give and take.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm gonna talk about like each album.
Oh, that's cool.
What about each album like resonated with me, I guess. And like the songs from those albums that resonated with me. Because I have a pretty solid introduction. My conclusion is like strong.
Solid as a rock.
Yeah, because the other interesting thing is I came up with the title before everything else.
What's the title?
The title is Finding Comfort in Being Brittle Boned.
Wow,
Brittle Boned is one of her song titles.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So I thought of that and that became my roadmap for how I wanted to write it and like what I wanted the topic to be. Which is essentially like not coming to terms with, but accepting like mental health and chronic illness and like living with it and accepting it. And how her music has helped me do that over the last like 3 years. So that's essentially the gist of it. So now I'm just kind of filling out, like I said, the body paragraphs, but I'm really excited. I like it so far. And then I want to try to maybe submit it to like some music journals and see if I can get it published somewhere.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We'll see.
I support you with that.
Probably won't happen, but
you gotta try.
All you gotta do is try.
Yeah.
And pay money.
That's right.
and a lot of times you do have to pay money to submit things to journals, which sucks.
I guess that makes sense to kind of like weed out people.
Yeah, especially like writing journals.
Like weed out the poor people. Just like weed them out. Be like, poories. We don't need
But I'm gonna like do my research and see, because there's a lot of like video game websites take like freelance work or take like what is it, like volunteer submissions.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe there's like a lot of music journals like that too, because this is like, I want to like test this and write this and see how I feel and then do the same thing. Like I have a similar topic idea for video games, talking about like how video games have helped me cope with mental health and like sexual identity and stuff like that. So, and that's something that I would also like try to maybe get published on like some video game journal somewhere. Like,
yeah,
because I do love writing. Like the more that I do it, for like the podcast or just in my personal life, I'm like, fucking love doing this. So
it's a great way to express yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking into like myself, like writing for well, basically it's going to be the podcast that I'm already doing with mental health.
Right.
But I'm going to write little mini scripts for TikTok and make like a 30-second TikTok video of the episode I'm doing and what the theme is.
That's really smart.
And like a little snippet and then a link to the podcast video.
Yeah.
And I just need to learn how to do TikTok, so that's going to be
We should do that for this. Like cut like highlights.
Oh yeah, like a theme.
Yeah, and then be like, if you want to see the whole thing, if you want to see the whole thing,
all of it, all of me,
all of me, loves all
of you there. I love you.
And you.
Yeah, you're gonna love me. No, what? How dare you?
You don't want to love this.
What about this?
What about this?
What about fuck you? No.
But that's pretty much all I've been doing with my week. And because I've been like starting my new job and like doing a lot of writing, I haven't been playing a lot of video games this week. Like a little bit here and there, which I'll talk about later, but that's pretty much been it.
I mean, that's pretty great. That's a good week.
Yeah.
In my book. In my book that I keep about you. I have a book and I chronologue like your life.
Oh wow, thanks.
And I'm like day 5.
Day 5.
Chris is writing. That's it.
Again. Still.
Yeah.
Chris hasn't eaten. Again.
Chris has a new job. Smiley face.
Smiley face. Again.
Again.
All right. Well, shall we jump right in?
Yeah, let's jump right in. So, okay. Like, I am not going to see the new Uncharted movie.
No, me neither.
I think you're aware of this. I think people that are close to me are aware of this because Uncharted is one of my favorite video game series of all time. I think it is my favorite video game series of all time because of the characters, because of the story, because of the pacing.
Yeah. But not the first one.
No, not the first one. The first one,
like,
first one doesn't come. But at the time,
it was good for its time.
It was good for its time. And it doesn't age well.
No, it didn't.
So certain things don't age well. It's like you like certain things when you're, younger.
When it's 2007 or whenever that came out.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
He's Indiana Jones, but he's, young and hot. I mean, Indiana Jones was hot, but now he's old.
Now he's old.
Old and new. So, but basically,
Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Grumpy Ford. But anyway, I was like talking about relation to the Uncharted movie and being awful because there was a articles and like reviews coming out for it so far. And basically, there was an article by Axel Metz on Tech Radar. He stated the following about the new movie.
Ooh.
Good that?
I just scrolled in the opposite direction. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, good. The best way to describe Sony's Uncharted is to say that in all likelihood, it is exactly the film you expect it to be. Casting missteps aside, very much so, director Ruben Flesher delivers a perfectly harmless adventure flick that meets the low bar set. I love how he said low bar set by its popcorn premise. But Uncharted offers so little in the way of original ideas that many will be left wondering why the project exists in the first place.
Ouch.
I feel like that's probably the most valid because
I was going to say I don't disagree.
I feel like people that don't know the series just see it as like I guess it's not summer yet, but like the spring action movie.
Yeah.
Like the start of the year action movie, right? There's always got to be one or two.
Right.
And this just happens to be Uncharted. And I feel like they could have just called it something different and then like changed a little bit of stuff around.
Right.
And then just avoided paying the money to Naughty Dog and PlayStation and Sony and just save themselves a buck because...
Several bucks.
Million. Yeah, millions. But anyway, like I don't have to see the movie to know that I wouldn't like it and I would want my money back right away.
Yeah.
But I also want to talk about how like video game movies as a whole have had issues. And I think we've talked about this in previous podcasts before. Like video game movies, are they good? Mm-hmm. Like what are some good examples? What are some bad examples? Things like that. But I did find out that the highest rated English speaking video game movie is a movie called Werewolves Within. Based on the same title game with an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa.
And likewise, similar rating systems. So like other rating systems besides Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie like an 86%, like 90%. And that is good.
That's
like
really good.
For a video game movie review, because most of the video game reviews that you see, like the top 10, for example, that I looked at, they range from that one, like 86%, and then it dropped down to like 60, then it dropped down to like 50, and then 40 and 30. So it's still in the top 10 and 30%. And then it goes all the way to 1%.
Yeah.
Alone in the Dark has a 1% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
What is Rotten Tomatoes the one it's a percentage of how many people liked it?
Yeah, so it does both. So it does like critic review and it does audience review. So it's like, you know, a Rotten Tomato squashed or like a whole tomato. It's good. Yeah. But I thought that was interesting because there's certain movies on that list that I know I've seen, like the Mortal Kombat, the first one from the 90s.
Yeah.
That actually is relatively a good video game movie by the standard of all the other ones.
Compared to everything else.
So that's like in the top 10.
Yeah.
And I agree with that because it captured the essence of Mortal Kombat. And I feel like the new one, even though the action scenes were really cool and I did like the fight sequences, it didn't have the same like oomph or like the same cringe as the original one. And then I also found out movies that are going to be made into, video games that are going to be made into movies. And I found this list. So I picked the most interesting choices that kind of surprised me that there would be like video game movies made out of them or TV shows. So some of these could be on HBO. Some of these could be like, you know, on whatever channel, Netflix, Hulu. All right. God of War. TBD. I think that's going to be a movie.
I think let's go down the list because some of these I actually want to talk about.
Okay.
My thoughts. So let's go down the list and we can kind of talk about them.
Yeah. So God of War, TBD. Half-Life, TBD. Heavy Rain. Okay, we'll talk about that because that's something I want to talk about. Metal Gear Solid. So that I've known about. It's in development. The Division. So that's coming out in 2022. So this year. Firewatch. It's actually in pre-production. And Fruit Ninja.
It's my favorite one on the list.
Yeah.
Fruit Ninja is like one of the only mobile games that I actually really used to love.
Yeah, I downloaded that too. I used to play it, yeah.
All the time when I was in like, I don't know how old I was, 18?
8.
0.8.
You're a baby playing Fruit Ninja, like, ooh, he's so smart. There's like adults standing around you like, he's a genius.
And I'm like...
He gets all the fruit. But yeah, so I thought some of these I knew about and some other ones I did not know they were going to make any at all. And I forgot to put one on the list is Portal.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Portal also has either a movie or a TV show, I'm not sure, in development. But
yeah, it's always interesting to me because I feel like we've talked about it before where like where it's like movies are such a different medium than actual video games, and like I feel like video games and books are kind of similar in length in terms of how long you spend with them. I mean, I guess it depends, you know, because it's like a video game, you think you spend maybe like, let's say like 20 hours for like a God of War. You spend like 20, 25 hours. You know, a book, you read like a 400-page book, it probably takes you like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like a Nancy Drew book? Yeah, sure. For sure. An I Spy book? Absolutely.
Absolutely 10 hours for I Spy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't find
Maybe
everything.
more.
Yeah, probably. I'd probably give up. Close the book.
So it's interesting seeing how they go about cutting all of that down into 2 hours.
Yeah.
And like how do you prioritize like story and, you know, the plot and certain key points, and like do you even care about that stuff, or do you just kind of like go off the rails and be like, we basically made this movie from scratch and it just has these characters,
like Uncharted, the movie. Yeah.
Because it is very interesting. You know, I think one of the cool things about video games, because they're so long, you can unravel a narrative in a very engaging way. And it's like movies are so short that it's just like everything kind of happens all at once. And so the pacing is very challenging and it's very different.
Yeah.
So it's like, I am very curious because some of these games, like, again, like God of War is on this list. And I'm like, God of War, I think would make a great like TV show.
Yes.
I don't know about a movie.
Yeah. A lot of these, like, if they could make it into a TV show, I think they would have potential.
Because like Last of Us, I have really high expectations of for a lot of reasons. But part of it is because they chose to make a TV show and not a movie. So I'm like, again, like that's like long form. So it's very similar to a video game, and you have, you know, you can space it out over an appropriate amount of time, but it's like, I can't imagine the story of God of War as my example, because out of all of these games, it's one of my favorites.
Fitting into 90 minutes?
Yeah, fitting into like 90 minutes. When you consider like, especially the fact that the whole game is a journey, like it's a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
And it's like the fact that it takes you, let's say 25 hours to get to that mountaintop, you know, like in all of the shit that happens in between.
Well, they could make 6 movies
That's the other
out of it and get all the money that they need. And they could end cliffhangers on each one going like, oh, they're at the foot of the mountain. Oh,
right.
They're like a little bit further. Oh,
they're at the foot of a different mountain. Oh,
they missed the mountain. Wrong mountain. Got to go back.
But I mean, seriously, like that's the only way I could see them like remedy that would be if you're gonna do a movie, making like a trilogy or something.
Yeah, I mean, like look at Pirates of the Caribbean. How many do they have? Like 7?
Right. Like
7 of those. And then that's based off of Disney ride. A Disney, yeah. It's
I
based.
had no idea.
It's based off of Disney, like Land World, one of the World, a Disney World ride, and they based the movie off that.
Huh.
And yeah.
And look
at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. They made so much money.
Most successful movie franchises.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Sparrow is still in. I know there's a lot of controversy right now with Johnny Depp, but Jack Sparrow is in that new like Nintendo Direct. They're like one of the characters you could play in one of those games that I didn't really pay attention to. You could play as him.
Yeah.
So they got that out of that. 7 movies out of that. They could get 3 TV shows out of God of War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I am also very, very interested in Firewatch. That Firewatch is one of my favorite indie games. So good. If you haven't played Firewatch, please do.
Yeah, it's very good.
That would be a very interesting movie.
I feel like they could make that. They could make that good. I feel like of all these movies, Firewatch, I feel like is the hardest to mess up.
Right. And it would be a very good, like, stylistic, like, published by A24 movie.
Yes, exactly. Like, indie, like, yeah.
Right. Or, like, published by, like,
Film grade
or something. You know, like, because it would just be so good.
Yeah.
That I'm excited for, because it is in pre-production. So I hope that it will get picked up, because it doesn't, I don't think if something's in pre-production, that doesn't necessarily mean that it will go through.
Yeah.
But I would be really stoked. Now, Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja, yeah. I feel like that's going to be like one of those emoji movies or like Pixar movies.
Right? Like how...
Yeah, it's going to be like one of those things meant for children or like kids or teenagers.
Because all you do is cut fruit.
Yeah, so it'd probably be like... So there's probably going to be like, you know, the ninja, the fruit ninja, and his mission is to cut this fruit that
Mm.
is inaccessible. No one's been able to cut this fruit. Only legendary warriors
It's
have been able to.
Excalibur fruit.
Yes, it's like
It's a banana stuck into a rock.
Must cut it. So his mission is to cut the banana, but things get in the way.
Of course.
Like dull knives.
Yeah.
Or
other conflicts.
A timer. Like he's timed. You know. Things like that. You know. And then it splats. Because I remember Fruit Ninja had splatted on the screen. So there'll be like fruit thrown at the camera and it'll splat for like 90 minutes.
I'm like, wow, best movie.
You can't even tell if he got the banana. You're just looking at all those splats on the screen.
Also, side note this is a tangent, but I have to bring it up. Do you remember when they had, for a very brief period of time, you could go to the movie theaters and you could they would have like symbols or like numbers in the bottom corner of the screen. You would have like a scratch card or something, and you could like scratch it and sniff it. Like
Snifforama? Like
I don't know. Like I just remember seeing the Rugrats movie in theaters, and you got like a card, and it was scratch and sniff, and then it would display like numbers or symbols or something on the corner of the screen, so you could be like, oh,
see, I've heard about that. I've never done that.
I just had like a very visceral memory that existed for like a year.
I feel like your childhood, you must have lived in like a fantasy world. Like you had the car accident day where
God, did we talk about that on the last episode?
Yeah, we talked about it. So they would
accident day.
The car accident day. Yeah, not mock trial.
No,
mock car accident. And then you'd go to movie theater and scratch and sniff things. Like, did you grow up in like a
La La Land?
Yeah, or like not Willy Wonka exactly, but that Wonka. Type of area. Yeah. A Ronald Dahl novel?
Yeah.
Did you?
I think I did.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous of your childhood and the scratch and sniffs.
You're jealous of my mock car accident.
Yes, I am. Because I wanted to be involved in it.
You wouldn't have because you weren't popular. Oh, burn.
Well, this is the last podcast episode.
You're like, I just died from that sick burn. This is the last podcast.
But I'm glad I wasn't popular because I got to have more.
I got to have a good life.
More wedgies. I never got a wedgie, but I turned out as my kink.
I'm like, they don't know that I like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, swirly me.
Swirly me, baby.
They're like, ugh.
I guess. Still do it. But yeah, so yeah, I want to talk about those movies. I did want to mention before we move on, Heavy Rain though. That's another movie, or I don't think they're going to do it in a TV show. It's not long enough, but that's a good movie because it's already a movie.
Yeah.
Like the game's already a movie pretty much. So I feel like that would be very hard to mess up as well, but
we'll see.
But the acting in Heavy Rain is so bad. Like the voice act, like everything is so bad.
Only improve upon it.
Exactly. So I am excited about that. But if you've played Heavy Rain before, it's a very like mystery kind of game. Like you don't know what's going on. You have to unravel the mystery. So I guess seeing that movie wouldn't be as exciting because you're like, I know exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
But I think Heavy Rain could get other people involved because everyone likes murder mysteries and stuff like that. So
I do.
Yeah.
I also I also forgot that the Metal Gear Solid movie is in the works.
With Isaac, what's his name? Oh man,
Oscar Isaac.
Yes.
He's hot.
He is.
Well, I was like, they have to make Solid Snake hot.
Yeah, he better have a tight gun.
But that's it. I don't like movies really, as we know. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to see the Uncharted movie for sure.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would feel insulted if you did.
Imagine I'm like, Miriam, I'm seeing the Uncharted movie, and you're like, of all the movies,
I ghost you. I'm like, you don't deserve to talk to me.
I mean, I would see the God of War movie if they made it. Well, you know what, though? It's all contingent because I was like, oh, Uncharted movie. And then we saw the previews and we were like, boo.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's mainly because like the Mario movie, too. It's like, do I want to see Chris Pratt as Mario?
Do I want to see any of those actors as those characters?
Yeah. I think there was one that I agreed with, kind of.
Who was it? The one for Peach? Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, yeah.
Because she has that very, like, feminine, like, delicate look to her. Even though she plays, like, gritty characters only.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true.
Which is great. She's great. I've seen, actually, a lot of movies that she's in, and she's pretty good.
I love her. She's great.
I'm in love with her.
So she could, please marry me.
Please.
Please, for the love of God. Money. Give me that peach.
Yeah, peach.
I'm in the mood for a peach.
I'm feeling peachy. So before we get into our last topic, I want to talk about this because I thought it was really funny.
Oh, Yes.
So this is that Battlefield fans create a petition for a full refund after the disappointing Battlefield 2041 launch. So, folks,
I'm a folk too.
it seems to me that we
Mhm.
have another Cyberpunk 2022 situation on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, judging from the article that was listed in there and also just that little excerpt, yes.
Yes. But you're like, you wrote that, so yes.
So it's fact. Don't have to fact check.
Yeah, because we saw like several hype trailers and everyone was super, super excited for the cinematics, the gameplay mechanics, but it appears that DICE and EA did not deliver.
Am I surprised? No.
Because also, I mean, like, again, like, Battlefield is not in my wheelhouse, so it's like, I'm not in the fandom.
Yeah.
I've never played any of them.
So obviously we know the most.
Right, so that's why I feel qualified to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because as an American, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I talk about things that I don't have the ground to stand on about.
Or like understand. Like it's really good. It's really good. It's really important, guys, to say as much as you can with as little knowledge as you know about it.
Exactly.
Very loudly.
As I'm doing right now. So, Game Informer wrote that Battlefield 2042 is still in the midst of a rough post-launch period. An abundance of game-breaking bugs and a lack of new content have disillusioned the franchise's longtime fans and turned off newcomers. Despite the game's ongoing issues, a dedicated player base does exist, but the activity numbers have waned since release. To make matters worse, a Battlefield 2042 refund petition has passed 25,000 signatures, and that was as of February 8th. Literally a day later, on February 9th, that number tripled to 75,000 signatures.
Well,
essentially, like I said, essentially tripling the demand for a refund.
That's rough. Wow.
It sucks. Like, I get it. Like, you know, I have been burned by things that I've been excited for. Cyberpunk.
Yep.
And so I get it. Like, you know, you are, especially if it's like a franchise like Battlefield, where it's like you have people who are fans, there's a fan base, they love those games, they love playing those games with their friends, and then Poopy Doodoo comes out.
Poopy Doodoo, hello, I'm here.
Makes another entrance.
Streaking everywhere.
Yeah. So I do get it. Like, it does suck. And like, it was funny because even Steam was like, wow, this sucks so much. You guys get a full refund if you bought this on Steam.
Wow. Yeah, that's gotta be embarrassing to like,
right?
Like I'm just thinking of like the developers and I think, do you know if this game was like pushed out or if they like delayed it a lot?
So I know it was delayed, and my assumption is that it was eventually just pushed out, similar to Cyberpunk, where like, because when you think of, like, if you think about EA, right, it's like one of the biggest publishers.
Yeah.
So they're unfortunately subject to time restrictions. You know, when they're making games, there is like a deadline. You don't just get to keep pushing games out a lot of times. And like, so I think it probably just fell victim to the being pushed out before it was ready for launch, obviously.
Yeah.
And just it launched really bad, you know, because yeah, most games release with bugs now. And like, games have always had bugs, but it's like, at least most of the time you get a day one patch. It's not that bad. But apparently this was like really bad.
Oh,
where it was like game breaking bugs where you couldn't even like enjoy it. Because at least with me in Cyberpunk, like, it had bugs, but like it didn't ruin my experience.
Yeah, it did. What they weren't crawling on you. Right. They were just in a corner.
Exactly.
Just going like yeah.
My characters were T-posing in a corner.
Yeah, that's the best.
That was hilarious. The only thing that sucked was I was getting game crashes, which that was annoying.
Yeah, one of our mutual friends, he like got like 75% done with Cyberpunk or like 80% and just like forever. And he was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I understood that. And like I played on the PS5. That was the first major game I played on my PS5. So I just got it.
Right.
Yeah. So I was like on the hype train. I was like, I'm gonna buy a PS5, I'm gonna play Cyberpunk. That was my goal. I was like, I'm doing those two things.
And you did it.
And I did it. But it wasn't as good as that. Yes. But I didn't really have a lot of bugs at all.
Right. Because it was made to run on that kind of hardware.
Yeah. So I guess I was kind of like out of the water of that a little bit.
Because at that time I didn't have my PS5 yet.
That's right.
So I was playing on PS4.
I like purposely did not talk about PS5 as much when you didn't have it.
But now?
Because I didn't want to. But now we're both talking about it.
Guys, Mary and I have a PS5.
We have a PS5. PS5. Get one now if you can.
If you can, and you can't.
No.
But yeah, I thought that was funny, and yeah, it sucks. But I think they've been patching it, so I'm sure it's good. But I definitely understand the burn because I think I told you after those showcases, I was like, this looks really cool.
Yeah. I'm
like, it's not for me, but it does look pretty cool.
And that's the thing that gets you. It's like, looks cool, runs horribly.
Right.
Yeah.
Another gotcha. So we'll just move on to our last topic. That was a little thing, but I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Direct a little bit. Obviously, that was probably the biggest thing that happened this week.
Did you like that? How about that?
It's like so quiet.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, what? So yeah, the Nintendo Direct happened 2 days ago, right?
Yesterday. No.
On the 10th?
Woo!
Ow!
Woo! Got 9th.
The 9th, because we saw each other that day.
That's right. We did
and
see
we
each other.
together.
Yeah. Aww. So memorable.
So...
Can I just say, like, before we get into it?
No.
This was probably one of my favorite Nintendo Directs.
I was going to say, it was actually probably my favorite Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Even though most of the stuff I'm like, it was still, and that's how I am with most Nintendo announcements, so that's in line. But
me as well.
It was definitely one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. They had a lot to offer this one.
Yeah, so I mean, I just did I kind of typed out like a brief like overview of everything that happened. So some of the most exciting news for those of you who are JRPG lovers out there, your birthday's coming early or timely, depending on when these games release.
Guys, it's my birthday because these games are coming out, and I'm a JRPG girl.
So we got a localization of the cult classic Live Alive.
Okay, that shocked me because I bought we were in a retro gaming shop, and there was a person who made like a replica, like not the official bootleg of the Japanese, could only release in Japan, but they made an English version on this bootleg. And I started playing, and I was like, this game's interesting, unique, and cool. Yeah.
So that's very exciting. I'm excited about that because I haven't played it, but I want to. Also, a remaster of Chrono Cross. Woo! So if you're a fan of the Chrono series.
Yes. Chrono, like, I'm waiting for Chrono Trigger. That's my, like.
That's going to be your
That's the pinnacle. That's the pinnacle. Yes. Yeah. It's me, pull my trigger, please.
Yeah,
please. That's the pinnacle of Switch for me. Like, if Switch gets Chrono Trigger, I'm like, is it better than a PS5? Maybe, because it's Chrono Trigger, and Chrono Trigger is like one of my favorite games of all time because it's the best RPG. It is the best RPG. Just saying.
Earthbound, which is available to play now.
Oh, right now. That's right. I love it when they do that. They're like, they show it and they're like, now, do it.
I'm like, that's a great way to get people hyped.
That's true.
Smart.
Yeah.
And the announcement of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Yay.
Yay. I know nothing about it.
I know nothing about it, and the voice acting was awful.
Oh, so bad.
So that was just kind of funny. And there was a lot of people playing flutes, and I was like, why are we doing this?
It was mystical and not related to anything they were doing. Sure. So, yeah.
Nintendo did also announce that some classic games are coming to Switch later this year, such as No Man's Sky, Portal, Portal 2, and the Portal games will be bundled together in the Portal Companion Collection. And Portal 2 will feature online, local, and split-screen multiplayer modes for $19.99.
That's not a bad price.
I was going to say, that's a pretty good price.
It's a good price. I wonder if they're doing the Portal and Portal, like the Portal Companion,
Portal.
To compete with the Steam Deck. they're like, because people are calling the Steam Deck one of the best like consoles of all time, just because the power that it has. Yeah. So I wonder if they're like, guys, we have Portal.
Portal.
Remember?
Which I feel like Portal would be really fun to play on Switch, actually.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great game to have on Switch. I feel like I'm surprised.
Even better on Steam Deck.
Yeah. Yeah, probably better. Yeah, better on Steam Deck. Actually, I don't think it's on Steam Deck yet. Funny enough, I think like it's gonna probably eventually, but I don't think. But the split screen multiplayer mode though, that'd be fun.
Yeah. What was I gonna say about Portal? Oh yeah, I also liked when they were showing the footage of it. They like use the portal gun, but for like the most lazy and mundane thing, like to climb stairs. And I was like, that's not what you use it for at all.
Someone who never played a Portal game or like any of the Portals was just like, huh. It was like the tutorial. They were like trying to figure it out still. And they're just like messing around. And they're like, let's use that footage.
Yeah.
Riveting.
I was like, that's not what I mean, sure, it works.
I mean, I would do that in real life. Especially after I work out, I would love to just have a portal and just go up some stairs because it's hard right now.
That's true. And then also, for people who are fans of Wii Sports, Nintendo is releasing a Switch sequel called Nintendo Switch Sports. They're releasing a sequel to Wii Sports called Wii Sports.
Beautiful.
They're releasing Switch Sports, which will feature the classics like bowling and tennis, as well as new sports such as soccer, chambara, which is sword fighting, for anyone who's wondering, because I didn't know. So I put it in there.
Yeah, I didn't know, but that was, And
badminton. I fucking love badminton.
Oh, badminton would be fun. I love badminton in real life.
Yeah.
I love Batman in real life.
I also love Batman in real life.
Yeah. But this one, I am excited about this because I missed out on the Wii Sports craze. Like, I missed out on the Wii craze.
Oh, we had a Wii because we as a family had a Wii.
Yeah, and you had a Ronald Dahl experience life. So of course you had
I did the
fun
yoga.
things. Yeah.
I did the exercise things with the Wii Fit board.
Oh yeah.
Those are actually really fun.
They are, and aren't they a scale too? Like you can do your weight on there too.
Yeah. And the game would be like, you're heavy.
You lose weight, kid.
No, the game would like fat shame you. It was kind of funny.
5% body fat.
They're like, you're so fat. And I'm like,
oh, I'm gonna eat more because I'm sad.
So I'm actually excited for that too because I low-key love Wii Sports. Like I don't love like co-op games and like games you play with other people ever, like or party games, but like something about Wii Sports just hits.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that. I really want to play. Like we should play that. We should somehow find a way to stream it because I would love that. Yeah.
And then Nintendo also announced the addition of 2 new gameplay difficulties for Metroid Dread. Rookie mode, which makes the game easier and more playable for those who found it too hard to play the first time, and also a one-hit kill mode in which the protagonist dies after just one hit from an enemy attack.
So they're doing the extremes. They're doing because everyone complained about like, oh, Metroid's so hard, and then all the Metroid fans are like, well, just get over it, get good.
Yeah.
That was they're like, this is our niche, you know? They were kind of like exclusive, like elitist kind of in a way. And they're like, don't make an easy mode. Like they don't deserve to play if they can't beat it. And like Nintendo was like, let's do it.
You're wrong.
But I love how they say rookie. Like they're like,
rookie. Yeah, seriously.
It's like slowly burning you. It's like, oh yeah, rookie. But I wonder how many people are gonna like do the other one. What's it called again?
I don't know. It was just listed on Polygon as one hit kill mode.
Okay.
It probably has a name, but that's what they wrote.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I think that's good. Like, to give people more access and more fun, more thrills.
Yeah.
If they want it to be even harder than it already is.
Exactly. Because I remember there was a streamer, I forget his name, and he was playing through Metroid Dread, and he got to a point, like a part where he didn't know what to do, and he got frustrated, and he was like, this game's stupid, and then like he did a review of it, and he was like saying how the game is stupid, and like how like it's bad game design because it was like too hard and too difficult. And then a bunch of people like went after this guy, like so hard. Yeah, I don't even know where he's at now.
Metroid's dead.
Yeah, seriously. That was his last game he played.
People just want the one-hit kill mode so they can watch her suit come off.
That's true. That is true. Like, ooh, yeah.
I'm like, that's actually what it is.
Because like those are the only times that she's quote unquote sexy in the game.
Right.
Because the rest of the time she's just a badass. Like you don't even like, she's not sexualized at all in that game.
Well, because remember when people found out that she was a woman? When that was like, whoa, it's a woman.
And then like you got to strip her down.
Yeah.
And like that was the reward. You get to play with her in her underwear. Yeah. And then also like is it Other M? Metroid Other M, where she has like have you seen the Samus suit, like that blue suit, skin tight? There's also that. So Metroid Dread, I have so much respect for because it kind of went in the opposite direction, like more in the original kind of direction where she's just a hero, like she's a badass.
Right.
And yeah, the only parts where her clothes come off is when you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that happen to everybody?
It's true. I mean, if I die, I don't want my clothes on me.
They just melt off.
Get rid of the evidence.
And so what I am most excited for is the release of Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh, it looks so good.
I'm so excited. It comes out in a month.
I know. That's the most exciting part because I didn't know it was going to come out so soon. I want that game so badly. It looks so fun.
Right. And I mean, I know we already saw we saw the trailers and stuff and the announcements last year, but we saw a little bit more this time. And it just is, I'm getting more and more hooked on it. So it's going to feature new, I guess they're not attacks really, but you're able to inhale like really large items and kind of use them to your advantage. So like Kirby can transform into a car and you can traverse the map. He can swallow a vending machine and shoot snacks or whatever, food, drinks at enemies as an attack. He can gulp up some water.
And then turn into like this little watery balloon guy and spit out water. He's like all over the place. Love Kirby.
Love Kirby.
So cute.
So yeah, it looks super cute, of course, because it's Kirby. The only platformer that I stand behind.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, for sure.
So I'm super, super excited, and I can't wait to play more. It also looks like there's going to be ways to upgrade like pre-existing attacks so that the traditional like you inhale an enemy, swallow, and then you take on their attacks. It looks like there'll also be ways to upgrade those attacks, make them stronger, make them different. So that's also cool too, because we never had that before. It was always just like the same shit, different day.
Yeah, you got used to it after a while. Because it would be exciting. You would swallow, be like, ooh, what's this? And then it'd be kind of like lose its luster. But that game, like just the trailer and watching the videos for it, it looks so good. Like the graphics.
Yeah.
It looks so beautiful.
Which is funny because we were talking during the thing. We were like, Nintendo games right now on Switch either look like ass or they look really good.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if they save the money or if they like have certain designers working on, because Kirby is like one of the main heads, like Zelda, Mario, Kirby.
Right.
All those games look so good.
Right, like Bayonetta.
Yeah. All those games look fantastic. So
Smash.
Yeah. And that's where all the money, like a lot of the money is too. So I feel like they put their money where their work is.
Yeah.
Work where their money is.
So yeah, it was like 40 minutes. It was good. Yeah. But you know, I'm not a huge Nintendo head, so like some of it was exciting, but most of it I was just like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, we gotta like end it on a snap though.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful.
Nice. All right. So that's it for our news topics today. Let's talk about what we have been playing.
So I've been playing Uncharted 4 again, and I'm not going to say anything just in case you want to play it eventually.
I will.
Okay.
Once I finish the first one.
Yes. I told you the first one's going to be like your it. Like,
I'll talk about it.
Yeah. But the fourth one, I mean, I loved this game right when I played it. I think in like one night or 2 nights. Like I just played through it. Yeah, because it was so good. And I haven't played it since. Like I've tried to play it again on the PS4 occasionally. Like I would start it and stop it. But I got the PS5 upgrade for it. And it is like playing the game all over again, like from a new vantage point, because it's so beautiful. And the graphics, like it just feels so good and like smooth. And I like the haptic feedback and how it feels. And it's more engaging this time around. And I'm just having so much fun. Like I'm basically revisiting the feelings that I had when I played it originally, which is one of the best feelings to have towards a video game. Yeah. Is like recapturing that feeling of when you first played it. Yeah. And I feel like that's what I'm getting out of the PS5 experience. So I've been looking forward to like, I know I've been like super busy like this week and like doing all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I want to play Uncharted. Like and that's one of the best feelings too, just being like, I want to get home to play this. Right. You know? So, yeah.
Yeah. I've just been playing Uncharted 1 still. It's like like you kind of mentioned, it's like I have to like play it in small chunks because it's so bad. Yeah. Like, and you're playing the upgraded like PS5 version. Right, like it looks good, but the game is just bad. Yeah. Like imagine playing like the PS3 version. I don't want to. And sitting through that. Yeah. Because again, like I love the characters, but it's like according to my PlayStation 5, I am 60% through and there's still no plot. The plot is find El Dorado, and then that there's like nothing. There's no like fluff. It's just like this is where we're going. Fight too many people. Kill people always rushing towards you. Kill hundreds of people. And I hate it because it's like I know it gets better as the franchise goes on, but it's like I want a game like that to be more exploration and less fighting. Yeah, no, it would make sense when it does get more. Exploration gets further in as you go on with the series. And that's why I actually really have difficulties playing through the first one again, because there's just the AI is so bad. They like pop out of ceilings, like the people just keep coming like in waves and waves. Yeah. And it's like it feels like one of those, you know, the Killing Floor, do you know that game? Yeah. It feels like just one of those games where you just like keep shooting. And like I'm playing on easy so that I can just get through it. Yeah. So I'm like, I can't imagine playing on normal. Or hard. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hard. Yeah. A lot of guns, a lot of shooting. But I do like it when I play it. It's just like I can only stomach like 45 minutes at a time. I think that's a good measurement. Yeah. You'll get through it. I'm almost done. And the second one does get like, you get rewarded. Like the first one is. You're like, the second one is like exponentially better. Yeah. The second one just bumps it up so much. Third one bumps it up even further. Yeah. Fourth one, it just keeps getting, but they keep learning, much like The Last of Us 1 versus Last of Us 2. It's like they keep learning, applying these new things. I still think, do I think Last of Us 2 is better than Last of Us 1? That's a whole other conversation. But I do think that they learned what worked. Yeah. And they learned new ways to incorporate really cool things into the story. Yeah. And making the fighting more interesting. Because I think Last of Us 2, the fighting was more interesting. Yes. Much like the Uncharted, the fighting gets more interesting as you go on. Good. Not so linear, not so boring. Yeah. Yeah. So I've been doing that, and then I started playing Dying Light 2 finally because I was a huge fan of the first game, so I was like, I have to play the second game. and it's been really, really good. I've only played maybe like an hour, because like, I've also been just really busy and I haven't had time to just like sit and play a game straight through.
Mm-hmm.
So I did start playing it. I do really like it. It's just one of those things where I have to get used to the buttons because they map jump to R1 and I hate that shit.
Oh, yeah.
But it's different than most games because of the parkour aspect. So it's like the button combos make sense. It's just like I have to get used to like jump being not X or circle.
Yeah, that's so hard.
And squares, and I don't like when square is interact with things, but it is.
Yeah. Ooh. Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing so far. I have heard a lot of criticisms about like the skill trees and about how there's a lot of parkour abilities that people believe you should have had from the get-go or have access to earlier on.
Yeah, I was watching Giant Bomb, Jeff, like he was like doing gameplay footage and whoa, he had some, I was like, wow, Jeff, that's a little harsh, don't you think? But there was a lot of things that like, if I was playing, I would also be kind of tiffed at with the skill like tree.
But the gameplay is fun so far, and I can already tell that it's an improvement on like the AI of the first game, and like I think it's gonna be more fun. Like I think the parkour is gonna be more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have already watched the first like few hours of other people playing it, so I'm super excited to like do that on my own, and then also do the parts that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I haven't played much, so I don't really have much besides those first impressions, but it's been really fun so far.
Yeah, so you almost have an hour in, 400 more to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
499.
499 hours of Dying Light 2. How many parkours can you do? Do.
That's it though.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got. That's all we got. Hopefully my leg is repaired because I've been sitting here with an injured leg from working it too hard. And now I think I'm going to stay in this chair all night, guys.
Yeah, Mary's going to sleep here. I'm going to go make food.
And I'm going to smell and be like, so hungry, so cold.
Can't move. I lock the door.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, like it's really cold.
You have to turn the lights off and it's just...
all the spiders come out.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, as per usual, guys, you can watch us on YouTube, listen to us anywhere podcasts are available, watch us stream on Twitch. We have been having a lot of connectivity issues with Twitch, so I'm going to try to figure out what's going on, like with my Wi-Fi. I might just have to get an Ethernet cable, a really long boy.
Yeah, we should probably invest in that anyway. Yeah.
Because, I do want to be able to stream and not have it be frame dropping and disconnecting and reconnecting and disconnecting and reconnecting.
Yeah.
And disconnecting and reconnecting.
Because then people that want to watch this, they're like, I can't.
Yeah, they click away.
After a certain point, they're like, I can't do this.
Yeah. So we will work on that. But in the meantime, we do post everything, like I said, on podcast platforms, on YouTube. So you can watch the whole thing uninterrupted.
Yeah, so do that, please.
Please support us.
Yes, please support us by a like, a subscribe, ringing the bell so you know when we're going live, when we're doing these things, and you be a part of it. Please, if you know us and like you like our channel, contribute to like the comment section.
Yeah, share it with people who also might like video game stuff.
Yeah, because we talk about some crazy things, but also some fun things. We know things.
We know things.
Some things. Have you learned something from listening to this?
Probably did. Not.
They're like that Chris learned. Chris is in a Roald Dahl novel.
That my life wasn't real.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was good talking to you and having this episode. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.